This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Thanks to our sponsors, Sphere Rocket VA, for making another episode of the Icon podcast possible. I'm your host, Gianna, and today we are getting to know all about Kim. Kim, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much.
Of course. So we're excited to get to know you, and I guess the best place to start is at the beginning, right? So where are you from? What market are you in now? And how did you find yourself a realtor, Kim?
Well, I'm in Charleston, West Virginia currently. I service Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties here in West Virginia. And the story is a little bit, it goes way back.
Let's hear it.
When I first met my husband, he was transitioning out of one business, and that was to kind of establish our relationship and be able to move forward. And as he was leaving that business, he started actually in wireless and started selling wireless for a friend of ours. And then while I was in college, started selling wireless phones with him. And then the opportunity came up for us to be able to open our own wireless stores. And so we did that for 10 years. And while I was doing that, we had purchased a home together. That home, we had our first son in, and we decided it was time to grow. And we ended up selling that house like people do, to upgrade and get more space. And at that time, we put the house on the market for sale by owner. We sold it in 12 days. At the time, that was really good. Today, we're having multiple offers and the market's crazy. But at the time, 12 days was really good, really strong. And I got really excited about the process and knew this was something that, would be in my future. I didn't know when, because at the time, I was working for myself. And if I left the company, then we had to fill that spot and pay a salary to somebody. So it was hard for me to leave at that time. But the right time came up later on as we transitioned out and I was selling radio advertising. I went to real estate school. And at that time, I got licensed, joined Great Expectations Realty, which became Berkshire Hathaway. And I was with them for 9 years and then transitioned into EXP 3 years ago. And here we are today. It's just been growing and growing since I left.
Yeah, that's cool. What a great story, and, making all these jumps from pretty serious careers. I come from a background in radio, so I know the advertising hustle is pretty intense in radio, and going to real estate school while that's all going down, not to mention owning your own business and everything else, and a kiddo and a husband and everything. But
all of this that, that I've gone through basically to get to where I am today has been the experience I needed to run my own business today. So, the entrepreneurship aspect of, running our own business and all of that. And I knew I wanted to run my own business even in high school. I was part of an entrepreneur program in high school at Marshall University. And so I knew I wanted to do something on my own. I just didn't know what avenue. And I don't like working for other people. So, so I know that about myself. I'm a bit controlling and I like things my way. So that was, a hard feat in trying to determine where I wanted to go. So selling my first house really led me into this path. And I'm very grateful for finding that passion early on.
Absolutely. No, that's really cool. And a lot of people, they take a long time in their lives to find their passion. So it always is lucky and fortunate to find that passion so early and be able to pursue it for a good chunk of your lifetime. So that's awesome. Well, Kim, how did you stumble across EXP? Because obviously it wasn't your first brokerage and you had been jumping around a lot. And so, firsthand that change is tough. There's a lot that weighs into it, risk, the reward, everything else that comes with it. So when EXP was introduced to you, how did you perceive it, and how did you go about making that change?
Well, I had been, really just kind of, I'm a loyal person. So it was really hard for me, as far as, yes, I was transitioning in and out of things as I was coming up to kind of find that one career that I really, really wanted. But once I was in real estate, which I got licensed in 2009, I stayed with Great Expectations, which became Berkshire Hathaway, that one company for 9 years. And so it was a really hard decision to leave, because for me, unless something really is majorly wrong, I'm going to stay. And I had offers for more money, lots of lunches where I was just being polite, and I would sit in them and, hear the pitch. And I was like, I'm staying. I want to be here. Well, I started to see the writing on the wall when a realtor friend got ill. And she got cancer and unfortunately passed away. And I realized in that moment that she didn't have any income when she could not work. And that became a real fear for me. And so when that became a fear, I started to look outside of my current situation. And so it wasn't really initially to find more money and all that stuff. Obviously, everybody loves to make more money, but that wasn't really the reason. I was really looking for a way to be able to do what I love, but still build some passive income in my life. And I didn't really have the time on my hands. I have 4 kids now. And I didn't have the time on my hands to do a lot outside of one career. So I was looking for it in real estate, and I started researching a lot online. I started watching videos. I joined a Jay Nelson training, like a Zoom training. And really, he shared the model with me. I loved the model. I reached out to my local broker, who I knew the name, but I didn't really work. She's like almost an hour from me here. And so I reached out to her and was just like, you need to tell me about EXP. Like, is this for real what I am seeing? Because I don't know anybody in our market that is doing anything close to this. And I had lots of meetings at that point. And, when she gave me the scoop that it was legit, and she was the 50th state, we were actually the 50th state. She walked up on the big stage at an EXP event. They announced West Virginia as the 50th state to join. And she's like, yeah, this is real. And the energy here is amazing. She told me all the great things that we have, to offer. And I was like, I got to try it. I got to take the jump. So that's how I joined EXP.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. What a fun, introduction to it, and being the 50th state, the last jump on board. But now we're going to an international level, which is so exciting. And, that's the thing too, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but a lot of people are scared to make the jump to EXP because they're like, well, that ship's already sailed, I'm never going to be able to take share in the stocks that the way that these agents already are, etc. But
we are so early on in this.
So early. And I mean, technically, Kim, you guys were late because you were the 50th state. Yep. I mean, you guys were just jumping on board. You barely barely caught the boat. But the thing is that the boat hasn't even set sail yet. It's like, it's a stagnant island. We're here. We're just growing. We're civilizing. We're revolutionizing. And we will talk about that later. But it's interesting to see,
I was probably maybe the 5th or 6th agent here in West Virginia to join. And, they had come on as the 50th state in October of 2018. And then I came on in February of 2019. So it was very new to West Virginia when I came on. And there was only, even though I was maybe the 5th or 6th, I was really only the 2nd in my actual board of realtors here. So, it was a big jump for me. I was probably seen as the crazy one because I'm trying something completely new in our market. And a lot of people could have thought that would have been career suicide, but my business has grown literally. I mean, I just looked at things last week just because we were running some numbers, and I saw I was number 6 in the Kanawha Valley Board of Realtors. Like, The only people ahead of me at this point are people with teams or a transaction coordinator. So that was like huge for me coming up, because the volume I was doing prior at Berkshire Hathaway is nothing in comparison to what I'm doing today with EXP. And so I'm blown away at the growth. I'm blown away at the collaboration among agents, and all of that has really helped me to soar.
That's awesome. And like you said, the collaboration is really something so special about EXP. And that being said, let's talk a little more about EXP in general. Like we know how you got here, but Kim, you're kicking butt. Like you said, you're number 6 in the state, and you don't even have a team underneath you. You don't have a transaction coordinator, like all the other advantages that they have to offer. And you'll get there. But like that's just, saying how much production and how much efficiency you have, just like as Kim with EXP, which is super cool. But what makes Kim say, I'm never leaving EXP? What makes you want to stay and call this end game?
Okay, so, number one, coming here and selling homes is my first passion. I, love the relationships I build. It is all about the emotion and the feeling for me of closing day and having these, whether it's a first-time home buyer or a step up or a scale down or somebody going through a loss and having to sell a family property or something. The emotion is what pulls me in. And that is, I've always had like an empathetic heart. And I always, like, if I watch the news, I put myself in that person's shoes and, oh my gosh, that feeling,
Yeah.
I'm a lot my husband thinks I'm too sensitive. Probably am.
No such thing.
Probably am. I'm a little bit emotional, but that is my first love. So being able to, number one, sell houses, 2, have that passive income I spoke about earlier. So God forbid I did get sick or I had to care for somebody in my family and step away from selling homes. There's an income still coming to my family. I also obviously love the stock aspects. That was not even, I knew it was there because I watched the videos and learned about the model and all of that, but I wasn't focused on that. I was excited about the opportunity, but I never really thought about how fast it would grow. I was excited for the opportunity just because my previous brokerage was not putting any money away. There was no savings. I was basically still living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And so now I have some extra money coming in, which I'm enrolled in that 5% program where you take 5% of your check and put it right back into EXP stock at a discount. And
yeah, that's awesome.
So I do that and quickly have built a great portfolio, and obviously been given grants from EXP along the way. And that money has really developed. And I look at that account and I'm just blown away that in 3 years, I've been able to put that away for my family. And I could cash out right now. I could, take some money and buy a home. We just bought a home, but, there's so much that can be done with that money. I was just actually seeing a post recently with one of my coworkers where he had, bought a car and been able to put a down payment on a home and all of that stuff. And I've been able to upgrade those things while I've been here at EXP as well.
That's awesome, Kim. And that's talk about employee retention, right? With like the stock options and all of the benefits that EXP provides to their realtors, really putting their realtors first here, which speaks levels for the company, the brand, and the success that they're seeing right now.
Yes. So 50 cents on every dollar they're giving back to the agents. That is huge. They're very agent focused. I'll tell you, one of the things that shocked me when I came here was very early on, there was an EXP listings and presentations group, and Glenn Sanford had, the founder of EXP had basically put out a contest for everybody to provide listing presentations, and he had $5,000 to the winner. And those listing presentations are still in that group today. And they are there for agents to utilize, to mimic, if they need to within their market. It was agents from all over the globe submitting their listing presentations and sharing. That was something that never would have happened at my previous brokerage in that regard. They might have helped you build one, but they're not just going to share what they do. You know, and that was very eye-opening for me, because that was one thing I really felt was lacking prior to coming here. You know, if you talk to other agents, they held everything very, very closely because they felt you were competition. So the culture was not what I would say is conducive to growth. And now that I'm here, I am seeing everybody sharing, and it's made me want to contribute. So, you know, I started on the workplace sharing some videos of motivation, or sharing some of the branding I'm doing in my listings, things like that, that I can contribute to agents around the globe. And I'm learning so much from them. So this has been just such a blessing in my life. And, you know, we're obviously not in the same sphere, and, you know, it's a lot easier to be able to help each other. You know, but even in my own market, I'm a mentor for agents here in West Virginia and trying to help them come up. And I have a real passion for new agents, because I didn't have a really good training program under me when I joined real estate. So I know how hard it is to come up and why so many have to leave the industry. So it's important to me to help lift them up along the way.
Absolutely. Kim, you know, it sounds like you stay so busy, you stay involved with EXP, you know, care about the people that you're around, whether that's mentors, mentees, you know, people looking up to you, people just in the industry in general. So, you know, after taking care of all these people and, you know, making sure people get into homes and giving back to EXP culture, whatever else it is, you know, how do you take care of Kim? How are you making sure that you're not on full blown burnout mode all the time?
So church is really important to me. I go as much as I possibly can do within my work week. We currently are in Lent, so there's a lot of extra services right now. So I'm trying to take part in that. I really, you know, I pray a lot. I walk daily, 5 days a week. And during that walk, I'm always listening to something on Audible, whether it be, you know, a Tim Tebow book or some sort of positivity, Tony Robbins, whatever. I put something in my ear that is going to help me to learn or grow as an agent, and also positivity that can help lift me up. There's a lot of stress in what we do. It is flexible and it is fun, and there's great, great moments, but there's also a whole heck of a lot of stress, strain, tears, emotions that go into all of this, you know, and I'm just, you know, there's days that sometimes I start my day at 6 a.m. and I'm not in bed till 12:30 or 1, and then I have to get up and do it all over again. As I shared, I have children, so I'm up real early to get them on, you know, bus and all of that. So not bus, but take them to school. And so, you know, it's very important to me to always, you know, take care of myself along in the process. I tell my husband that too. We have a restaurant here locally, and he manages that, and that's a lot. And he works, you know, 18-hour days and 6 days a week. And I'm always telling him, you know, if you do not take care of you, you can't take care of anybody else. So yeah, so it's very important. But I would say mostly my religion, you know, my exercise daily, and just mentally putting good things in my ears.
Yeah, that's a great point to have, you know, of if you can't take care of yourself, who can you take care of? And that goes for every industry, but, you know, in real estate, if you aren't taking care of yourself, you know, how do you expect to be the best version of yourself to your clients, for your mentors, coaches, mentees, people that you're coaching? And I think that's a really great thing to emphasize, is it's okay to put yourself first, because in the end, putting yourself first is still thinking of others and the way that they're going to get to interact with you.
Right. Absolutely.
So Kim, you know, let's take it back to the Icon and the Icon Award and the production that you have to do. So I want to know, we don't have to talk big numbers, because that'll make our heads spin. So I just want to understand the difference, you know, between how much production you have to do in West Virginia compared to somebody, you know, that gets to sell 3 homes in Cap in LA, because those houses are $10 trillion, or in
Sure.
Alaska when they're selling 50 cabins for,
Yeah.
a third of that price. We want to understand the production you have to do in West Virginia, how you're giving back to EXP culture. Are you a coach? Do you teach to the EXP University, EXP World? And just the benefits that you've taken away from the Icon Award. What have you enjoyed most about it? But basically, the Icon Award through Kim's eyes.
So Icon, I knew was on the radar not until the end of almost my first year at EXP. I knew about it from, listening to the model and everything, but it was not until my broker called me one day and said, do you know you're like really close to Icon? And I had no clue. I wasn't tracking it or following it when I came. I was just selling houses.
Just doing your thing.
Yeah. So when I went and looked at the numbers and she kind of laid it out for me, I was like, wow, all right, well, let's go for it. Because I was at the end of the year and needed a goal anyway. You start to lose motivation sometimes. And it was a perfect way to kind of reignite me. So I went for it. Unfortunately, I missed by 1 or 2 transactions right at the end. And then I just said to myself, this is something I'm going for next year, because it wasn't until I failed that I really, really wanted it. Mm-hmm. So the next year I went hard and I did hit it. And in our market, it takes about 40 transactions. We are not in a luxury market. Our luxury market is small, slower moving. So, I'm selling more between 150 and 350 for homes. Good transactions or higher transactions would be between 400,000 and 600,000, and to be able to do on a semi-regular basis. Yeah. Having $1 million listing is rare. And when you get it, you have to coddle it. It takes time to sell here. So, yes, I was able to hit it. It took about 40 before I hit it. And then 3rd year in, I hit it again, thank God. And I finished that year with probably about 75 transactions, a little over. And that was awesome, because year 2, I hit Icon, but I didn't hit that level where the fee drops from 250 to 75. Yeah. And when that hit, I was like, whoa, I was taking home most of my check, and that was incredible. And to know, I literally had $100 out of every check, $25 broker fee and a $75 transaction fee. And that was it. Everything else was mine. And when you have, both sides of a $500,000 house and it's your money, heck yeah, it means something. And I can tell you, the people that are in my market right now that are doing the volume I'm doing are not taking home the kind of money I'm taking home. So it's been really a blessing. There's a lot of production here. There's a lot of agents that need to see the writing on the wall here locally, because I just cannot get over how much is given back to the agents here. I think that when you join EXP, I think it's tougher for some agents who don't either have a good mentor, don't have a good sponsor, don't have the right person leading them, because not everybody knows exactly how to nurture an agent coming in. And so I think it's very key to talk to a lot of people if you are thinking about coming to the company, because you want somebody who's really going to stand by your side and assist you in that transition until you're comfortable. And it is more of an entrepreneurial, I don't know what word, company, I guess. As an agent coming in, you are doing more on your own, because you don't have that, that on-site staff in your office, but you have a virtual office. So you have a lot of support. It is there. It's just knowing the avenues to do it. And so you have to have somebody show you the ropes.
Absolutely. And, I like how we're talking about the newbies that are coming into EXP, and, those relationships that you really have to pick the right mentor and lean into that mentor, show up, be accountable, and you have to be a self-starter over here. That's, just at the end of the day, EXP has the bones It has the structure, it has the tools for you, but you have to build upon that of what you want to be, your personal branding, and so much more. And Kim, I would love to kind of target the newbies for our next topic. You know, these people are coming over to EXP. Maybe they're new to real estate and EXP is their first brokerage. Maybe they're, you know, they've been in the real estate game for a while, but they saw the light at EXP and finally made the jump. So what is some advice to them, you know, for hitting icon? Obviously, there were times where you were close and, you know, maybe errors that you made where you had just barely missed icon, as we just talked about. Or, you know, there are things that luckily you were able to recover, but could have taken, you know, icon away from you in that year. What's some advice for the newbies when approaching icon? Is that something achievable in their first year? You know, just advice, new people, big shiny icon award. How would you address it?
So very achievable first year. I mean, this year, and you know, I'm blown away, but I just capped in 30 days. 30 days.
Oh my gosh, Kim.
Yeah. Like it took me 6 months my first year. It took me 3 months my second year. It took me 30 days this year. And, you know, it's because I've utilized the tools and I've engaged. So if somebody has a good mentor, they have a good sponsor, somebody that helps show them, then yes, they can come in and they will be able to have faster action using the tools that are given to us. In my case, I really have, you know, dove into workplace. Workplace is huge. If you do not engage there, it's going to be a little bit tougher for you to feel connected. So you want to be part of workplace. If you engage, you will be successful here. If you choose to just be by yourself, work in your office, never get online, never work with your your state team, forget it. You're going to be out the door and you're going to be running fast. And that's because you don't feel a connection. And so the connection is important. I've met agents in Nashville and California and Utah and like everywhere. And I have these connections with them and I've never met them. I mean, Haley Booth is a perfect example in Kentucky. I mean, she and I connected and, you know, we're on a Tuesday call with Jay Nelson, a training call. And then we have talked offline. She's built a TikTok following. My social media has been more Instagram and Facebook. And, you know, we've shared and collaborated and, you know, sometimes we're trying to plan trips and see if we can try to work out a time where we could actually share a room and meet each other first.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's really cool because I feel like I've known her for 25 years. And, you know, I wouldn't have that if I didn't engage in the trainings that are offered to me and engage on workplace and really connect. It's very important as a new agent to engage, I would say would be number one. As far as icon and reaching that status, it's very, very achievable if you use the tools, use KV Core, build squeeze pages, all of the things that we have. You can build leads so fast. I don't pay for leads.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's so many people out there that are paying a lot to Zillow, Realtor, all these different companies, and I don't pay for leads. I work on marketing myself, my brand, and I really, really take care of my clients. That is so important. If you don't nurture your clients, you know, obviously you're taking care of them during the sale, but I'm talking about even beyond the sale, you know, and really working on the relationship. If you see a, you know, person who just won an award or they just had a baby or anything, you need to send a card. You need to, you know, send a gift. You need to reach out in some way, give them a phone call. It's important that they feel that, you know, you are connected and they're going to always feel comfortable reaching out to you for any type of real estate question if you're making your presence known to them. So it's important that at the very least quarterly, I'm trying to touch base with, you know, much of my database. It's hard because you do lose track of some people along the way. But it's very important to me for my clients to always feel like they can come to me, whether it's a landscaper, a painter, you know, they have a stock question, they have an accounting question, whatever. I don't care. They can call me. And I think they feel comfortable with that. And I try to friend everybody that I work with on social media so that we can always have that availability to be able to easily connect.
Absolutely. Social media is a good friend here. We're in the metaverse. Use it.
Yes.
EXP is founded on the metaverse. When COVID swept everybody by shock and sent everybody to
Yes.
working remotely, EXP was like, well, see you Tuesday. Like, this is just business as usual, which is, speaks levels about the revolutionary impact that EXP is having on the industry. And Kim, that brings me to my last question. EXP is this flagship, and we talked about it earlier. Everybody feels like they've missed it and they're too late, and that's not true. And for anybody right now that may be sitting on the fence, they see the greener grass. The grass is water, like where you water the grass is going to be greener, right? And EXP is just glowing, and they're hearing these negative things in the industry, like EXP is a cult, it's a pyramid scheme. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah. Recruiters, yeah. What would you have to say to somebody that's sitting on the fence, but they just happen to be watching this podcast and they're thinking about making the jump, but like you had said earlier, they're loyal, they're scared.
Jump. I would say jump, because if I was standing still, I would never have what I have today. And, to grow, you need to get out of your comfort zone. And, I am very loyal, as I said, almost to a fault. And the only way I was going to leave if it was a better opportunity for my family. And this was a better opportunity for my family. Thank God I did this, because we have built retirement. We have built passive income. We have a good living to where I can make money and put money away. I can do the things that we're wanting to do now. If we want to take a trip or buy the kids something that, would usually be outside of the realm of something I would go for. And it's a blessing. It's just a blessing. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I think that if you are thinking about it, talk to somebody at EXP, not outside of EXP. You have to talk to people within it that enjoy it to really know. And anybody within my market, I'll sit down with you and show you the numbers. I will lay it out for you. I'll open up my computer and you can look and see what I've been able to build. Because I'm blown away. And if I didn't share it, what good is it to hold it tight? So it's important for us to, have people come in and nurture them. And so make sure that, like I said, you're reaching out and finding somebody good to speak with that is in the industry. And I am approachable. So feel free to find me on social media and reach out to me. And I can put you in touch with somebody local in your area that can give you the ins and outs.
I love that, Kim. And, this has been a fabulous episode. It's been really insightful to see and talk to somebody that's
appreciate you having it.
Yeah, of course. And it's been great talking to somebody, that has that empathy and, they want people to reach out to them. They feel for them. They want them to see the bigger picture that could be ahead of them. And
wait, Gianna, we gotta do one thing. We gotta do what these things look like.
Oh yeah, sure. They are pretty.
They are beautiful. Yeah. They are heavy. I never knew I wanted an award, but these are so pretty in my office.
But the cool thing too is there's so much more than just a tangible award.
Yes.
The stock options, the culture that EXP has built. They are truly representative. They're truly more than a paperweight or a plaque on your wall at EXP.
Well, the important thing is that when you achieve it, the company has you give back. And that is why we have the culture we have. So, when you do achieve it, expect to contribute in some way. And it's a good thing, because that is exactly why, I feel comfortable here and want to mentor and want to give back.
And, every icon I've talked to is excited about how they give back, whether it's vetting other icons or mentoring or teaching back to EXP world. It's been really cool. This podcast has been a pleasure, Kim. And I just wanted to thank you and keep an eye out for me at Shareholders and EXPCon, because I'll be there.
I'm coming to Shareholders.
Awesome. Sounds good, Kim. Kim, thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
This This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.